Last session, you set the heist in motion with a clean split. Lyra would infiltrate from the rafters through a carelessly left window, while you and Jarek took the filthier route below. After slipping out from the inn in a new face and shaking the feeling of unseen eyes, you followed Jarek into the reeking dark, with a rope tied to his waist and his gravel whisper guiding every crawl and squeeze. You kept your breakfast and your balance as best you could, downed a draft to blur any scrying eyes, and surfaced through a grate in the warehouse's dockroom beside a cargo skiff. The floor above was a maze of crates and catwalks. You hugged cover, stepped over a thin wire strung with bells, and listened to the gate guards beyond the grate. Extra security for a dawn transfer, and a sneer about a kid they'd discard after tonight, hands and all if the high priest had his way. Then you saw the kid himself, Johansson, patrolling with a borrowed hard face. Rather than expose yourself, you slipped dread into him. He bolted off the upper walk, fled to the overseer's door, and started a commotion. Lyra's tap on your skull delivered a note. The overseer was already sleeping off a dose of improvised drow-style toxin, courtesy of a very curious priestess of Disparta, and only one guard prowled inside. The plan sharpened. No obvious break-in, no screams, just a scandal and a missing statue with a discreet emblem left behind. A creak betrayed Lyra's perch and drew the guard's eye. You slid down behind him and coiled your arm around his throat. His breath hitched, his fingers clawed for purchase, and then he sagged. You held until he stilled. Inside the office, Lyra's grim theatre did the rest. She dragged the overseer forward, stripped him to his ankles, and arranged the elven woman's corpse in a damning pose that would explode into gossip and ruin. You tucked the emblem of Disparta where the statue had stood, eased the gold and gem trophy into your bag, and crawled back across the catwalk, once more stepping over the bell line before dropping into the grate Jarek lifted for you. The return through the tunnels was taut but uneventful. You changed faces again near the surface, crossed the night streets under the wary eyes of patrols who decided your stink was warning enough, and reached the inn. A scalding wash, a knowing smirk from the dwarven proprietress, a bundle of emergency clothes from Lyra, and at last a bed. As the room stilled, the brand on your shoulder burned, and your patron's voice curled into your thoughts. Well done. The web was angered. Mammon had disavowed Varnakul. The path was opening. With the theft done and the frame planted, you were told to rest and be ready to move on a suddenly isolated foe.